Now, the third parable was brought home to me in a conference I attended in London. It was to establish Telos, which is a new a group in the University of London concerned with technology and the law. It's a little late to be forming these bodies, but it's now being formed, and it came together, and the most amazing group of people talked to it, and it was about all technologies, but very much focusing on information technology. And one of the points made in the conference was connected with Lawrence Lessig's notion of code. And it was illustrated in a very practical way which rang a bell for me. And the illustration was given by one of the professors of the University of London. She pointed out that when London, the underground, got rid of all those nice, cheery ticket sellers and ticket clippers and substituted those machines with the machine-readable tickets that have been giving so much trouble to the New South Wales Transport Department in recent times. They didn't have that particular trouble, and so you put it through and you go through. Occasionally, I've had to search around and I've found a cheery ticket person and I've said, I need to take this ticket back to prove that I spent £4.20 to get from Heathrow to the city, and they'll let you pass through and keep your ticket. But it's a matter of feeding it through. When in France they did the same thing, irritated beyond measure by the large number of people who were jumping over the turnstiles, they didn't take the course, those of you who have been to Paris will know what I'm talking of simply having those friendly little bars they have in London, which are an ever-present tentation for you to jump over them. No, they now have steel metal barriers which close, and when you walk through, the whole thing opens, and there's no jumping over, and there's no getting through. Finish, end of story. And as this professor was telling this tale, I thought of an instance where, after a very long flight from Australia, and we Australians really know how far you have to fly to get anywhere. I mean, Americans go on complaining endlessly about flying 6 hours, and we have to get anywhere except Antarctica and New Zealand, we have to go forever. But when I got to Paris, and I bought my ticket on the metro to go into the Place de la République, where my hotel and bed were waiting for this meeting of UNESCO. When I got there, I found I'd put the ticket in a machine and hadn't taken it out. I am innocent. That is what you can do. It's what you can do when you're tired. And so I turned up at the Gare du Nord to transfer to the metro from the RER, and I didn't have my ticket. And there were these friendly barriers in the metro. But at that stage, I could jump over the barrier from the RER. And I had to ponder, would it be a good look? Would there perhaps be a photographer from the Australian who might just be there at that moment? And I thought, hang it, I am completely morally innocent. I didn't ask their machine to gobble up my ticket, and so I jumped over, gathering all of my dignity together, and I proceeded on my journey. The applause that I just received was from that section of the audience whose ancestors were convicts. Anyway, the third moral and third parable for the minister is there are values that we have to ensure somehow that we defend. Values of discretion, values of fair dealing, values of review, values of challenge, values of reconsideration and thinking again, because that's just the nature of a civilised society, that you have to allow for the unusual and exceptional case.